G'day everybody, Wong here. Today's video is going to be about the G3A3. This gun was super duper fun to use. It was a gun that if you build it a certain way it's really good up close, and if you build it another way it's actually pretty good at range. It's almost like the Mark 14 EBR, but in my personal opinion, because I'm not too bad with recoil, I actually found this gun feels a lot more versatile just due to the bigger mag size really. Even though it has slightly less damage, the bigger mag size was awesome. So in this video we're going to be going over the stats and the bullets to kill of this gun. Then I'm going to be comparing it to other guns that are similar and talking about where I think it fits. And then I'm going to show you a couple builds you could run to get very different playstyles on it. I'll be talking about the playstyles. And then as always at the end, a live commentary match, which I had a lot of fun with actually. We're on Wine Paradise and yeah, I actually mid-run did a build that included the vertical grip and found that this gun performed much better at longer range than I expected. So anyways, let's get on with the video. Alrighty, so here are the stats for the G3A3. First thing, look at the bullet to kill chart. 3-shot kill to no armor. I generally only, when I'm doing general considerations of guns, I generally look at the no armor. So we've got 3 shots to no armor and a fire rate of 500. So that makes it kill a little bit faster than the Mark 14 EBR, but I think it, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, takes more shots against armor. So it'll take an extra shot against armor, but it also shoots faster. I mean, if you hit flesh, it will kill faster than the Mark 14 EBR. Now, because it's got an increased fire rate and works well against flesh, that first of all is an indicator that it tends to close range more than the Mark 14 because it will kill faster. Okay, let's have a look at the rest of the stats. So we've got a vertical recoil of 1.5, which is not great, and a horizontal of 1.2, which also isn't great. But with that lower fire rate, that recoil actually does feel pretty good. The 1.5 is the big thing though. The Mark 14 has a 1.3, so this gun does have more recoil than the Mark 14 in trade-off for its damage. But its velocity and all that is still really good, and this gun still competes with DMRs at longer ranges. It does well like with the rest of the DMRs at long range. I will not be putting this in the comparison section, but I actually would almost think of this similarly to the SVD, performing better up close and worse at range. Now, all of that being said, the rest of these stats don't really have any outliers. It's really just 500 fire rate is pretty good for a DMR. So the stats here don't really indicate too much. I think it would be better to move to the standings. So now I'm going to start comparing it to other guns. Alrighty, so here are the guns I would be comparing it to. Now, I would say it's actually most similar to the Scar H, purely because very similar fire rate, same sort of damage model. If you like using the Scar H as a DMR sometimes, highly recommend trying the G3. Imagine that, but the damage drop off is better and the velocity is better. Fantastic, really. It's a Scar H that's better at range and then isn't really that much worse up close. I personally really like the G3 up close. I even liked it more than the Scar H. Now granted, I don't know if there's actually a good reason for that, because in reality the Scar H should be better, but I just really like the G3. I think its horizontal recoil being much lower helped it an absolute crap ton. I would say it performs worse than the AK-15 up close because of the fire rate, and I would say it performs better than the Mark 14 up close. But here's the thing, I would say it performs better than the AK-15 at range, and worse than the Mark 14 at range. So it's almost like a middle ground between the AK-15 and the Mark 14. Well, I found myself surprised with how good the G3 was. I think that the F2000 I first used it and I was surprised about how much I liked it later on. G3 I was surprised about how much I liked it right off the bat. Yeah, honestly I think the G3 is really fun. I do think it has its own niche. I think that it does potentially need a buff because its niche isn't like, probably for the majority of players the niche might not occur very often, but I don't quite know what they would do. Maybe they should give it a really reduced first shot recoil to help it out with range a bit more, but I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think it needs a buff? I don't think anyone will think it needs a nerf. I don't think it's too good in any sense at all. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Anyways, onto the builds I used. The first build that I used is one that tended to close range a bit more, and that would be the short suppressor, the URK grip, and the red dot. Now, the reason I run these attachments is because the base recoil actually isn't too bad considering it's a 3-shot kill, so I'm not too stressed about recoil at all, and the ERK grip helps it with its slightly slow recoil. I don't know if it's slow in comparison to other guns, but it didn't feel very quick when I used it up close, so the ERK grip helps out, and I used a red dot of course. Now, this is really good on a flank, better than the Mark 14 up close. You can get, like, you can in theory get an extra kill per mag, but honestly, it just, that is a whole lot. That's like a good amount extra when you're on a flank. This gun felt way better on a flank than a Mark 14. It honestly felt better than the Scar as well. I think it's just due to the lack of horizontal recoil, meaning that I'd hit all of my shots way more often. But yeah, this gun felt really good. The gameplay in the background is probably from the new map using this setup. It was just really fun. The playstyle is pretty much, if enemies are half secluded behind cover, don't have to switch to single fire, but you yourself start tapping instead of spraying, and you'd be surprised how good the damage is, just like the Scar. I actually think that when you tap this gun, I tapped faster than when I used the Scar, just purely because the recoil was a lot less. So if enemies behind cover in a good position, this is really good for countering them because it does so much damage. You don't really want to be hip firing a whole lot. Hip firing with this is very punishing, so I would avoid that. But honestly, it's almost like the AK-15 in the way where it's very versatile due to its high damage, so it's kind of hard to give good notes here, but don't feel afraid to tap, try not to hip fire. Moving on to the long range build. For this one, I used a vertical grip, a tactical barrel, a M125 scope, and a canted red dot. Now, you'll see in the live commentary, I switched to this midway just to give it a go because I underestimated how good the vertical grip would be. The vertical grip was fantastic. This thing performed super duper well at range. I actually really enjoyed full auto spraying at like medium to long range, kind of like I would with the Mark 14, but just killing faster. It felt really good. The playstyle for this one, you'll be surprised, the close range gameplay actually does feel pretty good. So if you're a bit newer and you're having trouble with my close range build, try the long range build, but just instead of the long range scope, switch to a red dot and give this a go, because I actually was very surprised at how good this was even up close. So in reality, this is the build I truly would recommend, but if you're looking to really maximize KPM, use the other build and go on Frugus. This gun's playstyle tends to more be similar to the Mark 14, similar to other DMRs, how you're really good at picking people off at long range, and then of course up close you're a little bit weaker just due to the zoom, but honestly this thing still performed. So I don't know, it's very versatile. There's not much else I can really say about it, sorry. It's just very versatile and very fun to use. So anyways, on to the live commentary. Alrighty, I'm going to be doing the live commentary with the G3. We have a map that's a little more tending to long range here, so it might not be the G3's best map, but we'll see what we can do. Probably going to run the slip on it, run a canted just in case, Erg grip for the reload speed. I might be switching to vertical or SE5, depending on if I feel like I need it, but we'll see. Tactical barrel, and I think that's it. I think that's what I'll run. Really like the 20 rounder. This thing shreds on close range maps. It's almost like, to me it feels like a Mark 14 with a slight more tendency to close range and a little bit less at long range, but we'll see. Oh, sorry. So this person in the chat says, who TF thought the slot machine map voting was a good idea? It's really good. I love it. It's fantastic. It forces a good amount of variety. So, I turned my brightness up to 200 because I was doing some spectating on nighttime and I wanted it to look good, so let me change that. It didn't look any different. But anyways, there we go, back to 100. Looks good now. But so the new voting system means that every single vote, instead of it just being the top voted map gets picked, there's now a percentage chance applied to all votes, meaning that even the lowest voted map, oh yeah, I mean that happens. I probably shouldn't have done that. But it's pretty much like, it's hard to explain, but pretty much now instead of every map apart from the top map having a 0% chance to get picked, every single map has a chance. It's proportional to the amount of votes it gets, which I think is really good. It forces variety, and it means that, yeah, the highest voted map will still get picked most often, but other voted maps still have a chance. Meaning we don't play the same maps over and over again, but we still play good maps more often than bad maps. I think it's great. Honestly, I think it's fantastic. I think it's really good. Yeah, right now we roll Wine Paradise, which I definitely didn't vote for. Not that I hate wine, I play it very often. But, you know, I'm willing to roll with the punches on it if I will now get a larger variety of maps. I'm going to hit the deck here. It sounds like a G3 is shooting at me. But he wasn't shooting fast enough. Probably because I was half behind cover. But, yeah. Also, the recoil on this gun is... it felt high. First First impressions were that it felt high, but now upon using it more often, honestly, I find myself being able to get a really good spray down with a slip scope. I've heard from someone that I respect very much that they didn't like medium scopes on it, and granted, I've not tried super medium scopes, I'm going to admit. I am actually going to after this live commentary. The only medium scope I've tried is the slip, and I really liked it, but of course it's the lowest zoom, so that's probably why. But yeah. I've used this gun with a red dot and it was really fun on close range maps. It felt like the Mark 14 EBR but a little better on close range maps just purely because the magazine is 6 rounds bigger, which is huge. Which is super duper big for this gun. I'm going to switch to the close range scope here because this guy's up close. Tag that recon over here. I want to finish him off, so let's go try to find him. First I'll check the... I hear him bandaging? That's weird. I don't often hear bandages. It's normally when stuff's really quiet, and yeah, I could hear it then. But yeah, anyways, performs better than the Mark 14 up close, but also performs worse at range. Well, that's the hypothesis at least, but right now I've not actually found it doing too bad at range, so I'm not too fussed about that. Sorry about that, I still am a little bit sick, but I'm having tons of fun, so I don't really care. I'm going to keep playing, which is good. Oh no, I'm down. I shouldn't have sat there in the open, but honestly, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason I thought my teammates had all of these rooftops. I don't know why I thought that, but that's why I stayed in the open, but it turns out I was wrong. I also am really quickly going to try it with vertical grip despite believing that Urk is a better choice, but I'm going to give it a go. Let's have a look. Alrighty, let's go over here. Let's try to make this thing work at longer ranges. So, that's really nice recoil, first of all. I don't need it there, but I could just tell instantly that that was a really nice feeling. Let's have a look. I might try the BCM later too, just to see if perhaps it will make the gun feel really good, but honestly, the way I see it is this gun doesn't tend to range as well as the other DMRs, but its larger mag size helps it up close, as I've been saying, and that means that if I spec into horizontal, it'll extend its range out, but I don't know if I want to extend its range out. Perhaps I just want it to be good up close, but I will try it, because I try everything generally on most of the guns. That guy with the LMG is spraying that car down, and he won. Nice. That's funny. I mean, the car guy was, like, the guy in the car was dead, but it's still funny that he shoots it. I used to do that with the Ultimax a fair bit. I just shoot at a car over and over trying to blow it up, but it's always way slower than I expect. Let's have a look here. I'm just scanning for that kind of... Oh, whoopsies. Alright, that was not the gun at all. My mouse just went off its mouse pad. So that was definitely within my gun's range, even with the 2x. Yeah, anyways, let's keep playing with the vertical grip and see how it goes. Really good feeling there. I was liking the Urk grip, but I was also noticing that the recoil was a little much. It was good. It was better than my first impressions when I unlocked the Urk grip. But I definitely am going to give this more of a go now with the vert. Let's have a look. Let's see how much range I can get out of this. I think that's good. Yep, I reckon that'd be my range. That's a little harder. Let's have a look here. A little bit harder. I think if I had a longer range scope, it actually would have been easier. But we'll see if that's true. Interesting, sometimes the quick reload animation plays right there even though I don't drop a mag, or maybe I am dropping a mag but the mag itself isn't appearing on the ground. That's a bug I've noticed. I'll have to put that in the bugs channel on their official Discord and see if it gets patched. Also, sorry if my voice is nasally because of the sickness. Let's have a look here. This would be good. See, all my teammates are clumped up here. This means there's enemies all along here sort of shooting at them. So I'm going to try and go up and around and flank them and get some kills. Let's have a look here. There's an enemy right there I saw in front of me, but he's clueless, so I'm not too stressed. The reason I know he's clueless is because he didn't react at all when he saw me, meaning he didn't know I was an enemy. I think he didn't know at least. Maybe he... I don't know, maybe he consciously chose not to shoot me for whatever reason. Alright, let's have a look at a longer range scope. I'm going to use the M125. I think that, for me, I don't know what it is. Something about the reticle being so big makes me like full autoing it a lot more, but we'll see what happens. I also like this scope on the AUG a fair bit, whereas on bolt actions I don't like this scope much at all. I think it's less for precision and more for center mass, this scope, is how I feel, but I don't know if that's true. We will see. Okay, let's move over here. Teammates along here, so I probably don't want to go there for enemies. I also know that jumping across here and going through the river is bad when you don't have a rope, and I do not have a rope equipped, so I'm going to go up and around the side and actually go into the city. Ooh, that's tough. The new noises for hitting vehicles are so satisfying, like super duper satisfying. Alright, so let's have a go with a long range scope and have a geeze with it. When I first sort of use a gun, that's sort of what I do, but with this gun I actually didn't really do that, but now I have all the attachments unlocked. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start testing out some new things, seeing if I'm missing anything. But to be 100% real with you guys, I don't think I am, but we'll see how this longer range scope goes. Interesting, interesting. Because it's a DMR, I want to see how good it does. That was good. Felt easy because the low recoil, felt easy to hit all my shots there. But a full auto would have resulted in a kill, but I don't know if I would have hit all the full auto shots. Hui! I can jump across. I saw an enemy in this roof up above. So I was really poor aiming. As you guys saw, I missed a bunch of shots there. Alright, that guy that I saw in the window died. I just saw his dead body on the floor when I ran past. I'm gonna go up here because I swear I hear reloading above me. I swear I hear a lot of things above me right now. That guy missed his shots. I didn't win because I'm good. He just had bad luck there and missed his shots. Let me double tap reload. Love the animation, by the way. I think it looks fantastic. Interesting. Alright, let's have this rooftop. Having flashbacks right now to the Ultimax video where I used this rooftop. I'm going to try the long range scope here, even though I don't think it's necessary. Because the recoil's so low that even with a red dot at this range I could do it. But I'm going to give the long range scope a go here. Tough, tough, tough. I hear footsteps. There could be someone coming up on me. There's one guy. I probably shouldn't reload there, but I am anyways because I felt like he was alone. Because I think if there was another guy in there, he would have walked out a lot faster. And when I say, what I'm trying to say is if there was another person in that little brick thing here, they probably would have walked out. I don't think they would stay in. I hear footsteps, so perhaps a revive occurred. Oh, there's a few enemies down there.
Enemy here. Oh.
Your callouts are not good.
Enemy here.
Enemy here. At that point, just say, I don't know where he is somewhere. You know what I mean? Enemy here is a bit, I don't know. I don't know what else, other call out he could give actually, so I think I'm just talking at my butt there. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what other call out that guy can give. So, this rooftop's being really, really good right now, just for like, of course, farming kills with a long range gun. Generally, low recoil guns be like that. They really benefit from an up high spot. Not because they're bad and they need it, it just makes that their benefits shine. And their benefits generally are, my bad, dealing with large amounts of enemies pretty well if you have a location like this. So, you can deal with a large amount of enemies from that rooftop, as you saw me doing. I could kind of dispose of people pretty quick from a high up position. Interesting. I kind of want to do the attack on D. Look, the attack on D generally results in less kills, just due to the way it's like shaped and everything and like funneling. But I'm going to try it with this longer range gun and we'll see what happens. We will see how it goes. Yeah, that guy didn't stand a chance there, proning against the DMR. It's a teammate because he's got the pink camo.
But we're gonna die.
Well done, Hat.
Fuck you. I
No!
you go. I'm famous.
Oh, yo, dude, you're in the next vid.
Famous.
That's epic. That guy's in the G3 vid. Yeah, that's epic. That's funny. I'll try this again. That was a really good kill from him. M110 is a little OP, but it's been nerfed, so no shade on that guy for using it at all, because it did just get nerfed, so that's actually pretty cool that he's using it. Yeah, no, I fucking... Oh, sorry for the swears, but I know you guys don't care, but I still, like, you know, want to be respectful and respectable. But, what do you call it? Oh, yeah, that was a really, really good situation there where he just outgunned me, even though he had semi-auto, meaning that his aim was good. So, well played from Hat there. Alright, let's have a look. That actually makes me think, I want to check the theoretical time to kill of the M110 and see how it is now. Oh, that's a shame. Dang, that's a shame. Alrighty. I'm liking this gunfighting a little. So right here, what I'm trying to do is force close range, which generally this is what this gun's really good at. But as you guys can see, I've got long range attachments on my gun, and I just want to show that it still works up close even with these attachments. So let's not switch to the canted here at all and only use long range.
No.
And have a look. So we got that guy, 2 choices. I'll cap those out. Alrighty, let's have a look. So as you can see up here, even up close with the long range scope, it runs pretty well. And that's a really, really good sign. That's something that the Mark 14 I generally don't do as much. Even though in reality the Mark 14 should be able to do this, I just haven't found myself doing it with that gun. So it could be something unconscious that I'm not realizing. Maybe I feel safer now that I have a 20 round mag. I don't know, who knows. That guy should have been preparing to shoot the mine. That would have killed me if he shot the mine there. That's what I would have done. I actually didn't want to re-peek him just in case he did it. But I decided to take the gamble and he didn't shoot the mine, so I was safe. Stuff like that is like, knowing about shooting mines and things like that is something that I really don't think is a lack of skill if you don't know how. I just think it's a really big bonus if you do. That's all, Drew. Oh no, he got hit by someone else. Jumping over here. Yeah, I kind of knew that was going to happen. Good kill from Hat again in the lav. It's burning up though. Alrighty, I have shown you guys some close range gunfighting, even the long range attachments. So let's move over to E here and head on over. Honestly, this is the first time I think where this has happened live. But I'm glad I tried the vert grip because I actually think this might be the long range build. This actually is performing quite well. I was actually very surprised at how well this is performing, in fact. I generally run ERT grip on a lot of guns just because the recoil, the more I play the game, the less, what do you call it, the less I care about recoil and the more I care about reload speed, so I run the ERT grip. But running the vertical grip on this has made me realize how fast the time to kill on this gun can really be. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying the vertical grip right now. And the tactical barrel, of course, to double down on that. I'm going to aim the right side. I'm going to predict he goes around the right. He doesn't? Okay, so if he doesn't do it for a while, I just do that where I pre-aim where he would be standing, which is either here or here, the 2 places he would stand. Or I guess he could... No, he couldn't back up without me seeing him, really. In that situation, what I would have done from that guy is I actually probably would have done this and pre-fired, and if I saw me, I would have done this. I would have just run out and taken the gamble. No shade on that guy for not doing it. He made a conscious choice to hold the angle there, which is bad because if I peeked him, as I did, I have peek's advantage and I kill him right away. The only way I lose that is to have a really slow time to kill gun. But even then, he's got a pistol out. I don't know what's going to lose to that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what gun would lose to a pistol there, but maybe if he had the deagle and I didn't have a helmet, or I don't know, if he had his bolt action out and he took the gamble that he'd be able to hit the headshot, which is a tough gamble. You'd really, in that situation, you're trying to get away. You could maybe throw a grenade, or do the peek and unpeek like I suggested, or perhaps throw a C4. There's a few things you could do. Honestly, you could sit back and wait for the enemy to start walking after you. That could be the play, and just not peek anything. That also would have been a really good play. But that one, I think, is a real hindsight kind of thing. Like, that's like, I don't know if he could come up with that on the spot. That's like a tough one. But anyways, enough talking about that situation, because I think you guys get the point that holding an angle is not good in close range. But let's have a look here. Let's have a look at A. It's too long range for a lot of other guns, but let's see if this gun can compete. I don't think it will be able to, but let's see. No shade on the gun. I don't think many guns would. I think the M110 would. And I think that's about it. Alright. Hit that guy once for 37. He's moving well. Velocity isn't quite fast enough for what I'm trying to do. Not that the gun's velocity is not quick enough. I am not good enough at leading. I've been leading too shallow, like not leading far enough. There's that guy because he sat still. Let's have a look here. So it's actually this is actually something that's very interesting that I haven't really brought up in any videos, but I'm going to talk about it now. A lot of people say guns. They'll be like, for instance, people said about the old M110 before nerf. They said, "Oh, this gun's good because it punishes bad positioning." But generally, every single gun punishes bad positioning. Wait, let me just do this. Okay, let me zero. 200 meters, let's do that. I don't know, I think that's inaccuracy making me not be able to hit that. I don't know. Let me double check. Maybe I zero up a little bit more to 300 and we'll have a look. Let me just shoot a particular point. Let's say that corner. Interesting. I don't know. I can't tell if that's inaccurate or not. For the majority of engagement distances, no, not at all. This would be very accurate. I don't know. I can't really tell, to be honest. I'll have to do some more looking at that. That's probably the first time I've noticed accuracy in a very long time in this game. I generally don't notice its downside, purely because it's really good. The accuracy on most guns is good enough. I really would not like them to start balancing with accuracy. I'm actually like a little against that. BF4 did it, and once you learned it, it was good, but it's hard to learn. So, anyways, let's keep playing. Let's have a look here. That lav, I'm gonna put something in between me and the lav because I don't know if it's gonna perch the hill or not and start shooting at me. I want to get more kills, so let's go to C. Right now, I've not been playing very high KPM. I've just been sort of chilling, but I don't know. I think it'd be a better viewing experience trying out new things and stuff with the guns. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I'm definitely going to make this the long-range build. That was very interesting. So, alright. I started talking about this a second ago, and I didn't finish, so I will do that now after I kill this person. But, let's have a look here. I heard footsteps on gravel.
Oh shit.
That was him, he's dead. Alright, cool. So, I was talking earlier about how I think that every single gun punishes bad positioning, which I think is just true. A bad position generally means, as I said in my positioning video, there's people in your red zone, i.e. I'm not looking at enemies, or alternatively, and I have no options, I have nothing I can do, so no cover equals no options, really. And every gun punishes that, really. But as you guys saw right there, that guy was so far away, i.e. in a very bad position, tons of people in his red zone, but he was fine, I couldn't kill him. Now, that is something that, for me, it's the velocity on the gun. If my velocity was faster, I would have killed that guy, or alternatively, if I had realized how the exact level of velocity before I started shooting, I would have done better. So with skill there, I could kill that guy. But that is a show that, right there, bad positioning didn't get punished by this gun. I do believe with the M110 he would have been punished, so I guess I understand normal now when people say M110 punishes bad positioning. Maybe they're talking about that. I don't know if that's what they meant at that exact range, because like under that range every gun kind of does it, but that range, yeah, I agree that this gun did not perform super well. I know there's an enemy behind me here, but I really wanted to get around here and get all safe and things before I start shooting. Cool. So, anyways, furthermore on the point of positioning, I actually want to bring up a point of what punishes good positioning, because there are actually weapons in games that punish good positioning, which might sound crazy because good positioning technically shouldn't be punished by anything, that's the point of it. But in reality, guns that do really, really high damage punish good positioning, and the reason being, if you and an enemy are looking directly at each other, i.e. you're both in each other's green zone, a gun that kills fastest will win. So a gun that kills quickly will punish that. Let's say you're in a position behind an enemy, right? If he has a really fast time to kill gun, that means that if he turns around and starts shooting you, because his time to kill is so quick, he gets punished less by having an enemy in his red zone. So an enemy in a good position with a good gun, or an enemy if an enemy in your green zone but you're in their red zone with a good gun, still has an advantage. Not an advantage, but is less disadvantaged. Now, if an enemy's in a good position, and they're sitting behind cover and they're chilling, the reason cover is good is because if they get shot, they can react and get behind cover. But if your gun kills quick enough so the enemy can't react, all of a sudden good cover does not matter at all. And that's why I believe the M110 was OP, because if an enemy was in a good position behind cover at any range, they would get punished, which is terrible. Punishing people for good positioning is generally not the play. Now, another thing is, That's why I think bolt actions actually have a place in the meta. And a lot of people say that snipers don't help the team, but on frontline they actually do. Because sometimes when enemies are in a good position and you can't push them back, the only ways to beat them is with grenades, rockets, or sniper rifles. Now if the enemy's far away enough or they have a trophy system, grenades aren't going to work, right? They're just not going to work at all. Only sniper rifles will. Or RPGs. So granted, RPGs can do the same thing, but it's also easier to react to an RPG than it is to a sniper, in my honest opinion. But yeah, anyways, I think that snipers do have a place in the meta, especially on frontline. Now, granted, it's a bit map dependent, but I don't know, I think it's worth mentioning that snipers are one of the only guns that can actually punish good positioning. All it requires is good aim on the sniper's part, and instead, the thing that snipers can't verse is good movement. Good movement's tough, because you can't get a headshot on good movement. It's really, really hard. Now, another reason why I thought the M110 was OP before the patch was that because you can spam fire, it's not as bad against good movement. It's not that bad at all. I think that the time to kill difference was not made up for with the M110 because it's semi-auto just effectively means that good movement won't counter it. Anyway, sorry, I know I'm kind of rambling and sort of saying things in a circle here, but I really just wanted to make that point because I think it's a good point to make that snipers do have a place in the meta, and the M110 did everything snipers do but better, and that's why I thought it was OP. I know a lot of you people disagreed, but I think it's one of those things where it's, if someone good uses the M110, it's too good, and if someone bad uses the M110, it feels like a good gun, and it feels like actually a really fun gun to use. Not OP at all, just fun, and probably wouldn't want it to get changed. But it got its fire rate nerfed, which I think is welcome from me. That's a welcome change. I thought I saw an enemy, but it was a teammate. Because I think that it was a little too good. So fire rate change, I like to see. Okay, killing those guys. Yeah, right now the G3 feels really good. It feels very, very versatile, and I really enjoy using it. I'd probably be using this gun off camera a fair bit, just like the F2000, just because it's fun to use. I think I prefer this over the Mark 14, honestly. I can't quite tell. The Mark 14 is fantastic, but the extra rounds in the mag definitely helps me feel like I can shred way more. That was bad shooting from me. I just stopped tracking that guy because I'm silly. That was my bad. If he's smart, he'll be getting close range angles. That's a different person. He might go to these windows, and that'd be bad for me. So I'm actually going to back up completely, because if he got those windows, I wouldn't be able to close the gap and get a good kill on him, and he'd be, oh dang, he'd be in a good position. That's my bad. Let's have a look here. Let's respawn. Here, dude, I can, I don't know if you guys, tell me in the comments, does it sound bad, my voice? Because right now I hear myself, and I'm going to put on a voice here, but I kind of sound like this, you know, like really nerdy, you know what I mean, like hella nasally. Sorry, that voice is like cringy, but it's like, I'm trying to like capture the vibe I feel when I hear my own voice right now. But, anyways, let's spawn in and, have a gaze here. I really want to be where this person is because he's in a good position. This will be in the enemy's red zone right behind them. This is exactly where you want to be with most guns. If I had the F2000, this would be a really good position. But honestly, this gun will be good too. Okay, hang on. Got a bit of an issue here. Yeah. I'm going to fast reload here. Get this ready. That guy got destroyed. I'm going to pick up my mag in a sec. First of all, I'm going to blow up this lav. Backing up. I didn't know if he'd clued into me, so I did a quick info swing and he was looking at me. Oh, GG. Yes, that wasn't my greatest KD, but I think a lot of you could see there that a majority of the game was doing other things other than getting kills, but still a really fun match, and this gun is so much fun to use. It just feels very versatile. I must say, though, that that vertical grip build surprised me very, very much so. I generally, everyone says this, if you get better at recoil control, then you won't need to bring the vertical grip. I guess I overestimated myself, because when I brought the vertical grip just there, it genuinely felt like my time to kill was faster because I could hit all my shots. Very surprised at how good the vert grip was, in fact. So yeah, if you're using this gun and you don't know if you like it, and you're a high KPM player and you're thinking, I don't know, maybe switch to the vertical grip. Maybe see if you're overestimating yourself, because I was very surprised there. That being said, I have run the grip on close range maps with a red dot, and I thought it was fantastic. I still hit all my shots. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys later.